Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. Getting started a little bit after 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. And if you're returning, even better. Good to see you back. We've been doing this for more than a year now. We started September 7th. And back then on September 7th, I said we would try it out for 1 year. I'd commit to doing 1 year worth of live streams. And then a week ago, I decided that we're going to cut it back to 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that the stock market is open. And we'll see if we'll continue to cut it back or not. I do get a lot more work done. Things I want to, other projects that I want to do. I just have more energy when I'm not putting in an hour and a half of live streaming. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There was a lot more viewers on Wednesday and a lot more likes and stuff. So that helps keep me motivated to keep doing them. But if we were losing viewership or we were losing likes or whatever, then I would probably just lose my motivation over here to do them. But you guys are showing out strong and coming back on a regular basis. Over 1,000 views at least. I think Wednesday was like 2,000 views. So I don't know. I haven't checked. And then the likes most importantly were like above 30, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. I have to look. We'll probably take a look. So with that, thank you for all of your support. I appreciate it. And we will cover the first half of the live stream. We will cover Bitcoin. We'll cover the altcoins. We'll cover the indices like the NASDAQ, SP 500, Dow Jones, etc. Russell 2000. Probably the dollar, probably the VIX, probably the Magnificent Seven, and then any other stocks or crypto assets that kind of jump out at us on the watch list. And then the second half of the live stream, make sure early bird gets the worm. Make sure you put in your requests early. We will do chart requests. Make sure to put in the ticker symbol and let me know if it's crypto or stock or whatever type of asset class it is, so I can search for it quickly and keep the live streaming. So a little sip of water. This is Bitcoin. But before we get going, Caesar, good afternoon. Welcome back. Jonathan Martinez, good morning. Welcome back. Kyle, TGIF. Yeah. Thank God it's Friday, right? Yup. Gold all-time high. Yep. It's been making new all-time highs. It's been making it. Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin daily chart. Has a pending buy signal. Breaking news. Pending buy signal on the daily chart. I think it was price. Yeah, price was at $55,000, and I posted there's a bounce incoming that Bitcoin would hit $60,000 or go straight to zero. Right? I was kidding about the going to zero, but here we are, 59,000 hit 59,700 ish. Right? Good morning, the crypto remora. So yeah, pending buy signal on the daily chart. Weekly chart has pending buy signal, but again, buy signal pumped all the way up, put in a lower high, drop back down. Buy signal, drop back down. Pending buy signal still below the trailing dots on the weekly chart, right? Still below the trailing dots on the weekly chart. It pumped up above lesser. Now we'll find out if it does that again. We'll see. Price continues to put in lower highs and lower lows on the weekly chart and the daily chart. And there are the overall trend is still down even on the weekly chart for RSI, MACD, etc. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. If we look at the 2-week chart, still well below the trending dots on the 2-week chart. There's a red trending dot now. Not seen since January 2022. Before that, it was June 2021, right? So red trending dot. And so as of right now, I have to kind of expect any bounces to be sold off, right? Any bounces to be sold off. Unfortunately, it seems that way. It's possible the bottom is in. It's possible the longer term trend reverses or has at least an epic bounce, like it did back here. Like we've talked about this every live stream. Uh, you know, the 2-week chart went bearish and still had an epic bounce, and then came back and retested 200-week moving average, right? So let's move the MACD. So MACD, you got the bearish crossover. You got the bearish crossover. Still had that epic bounce. So it's possible, right? It's possible. Happened last time. Had an RSI sell signal April 2021. Then a few 2-week candle closes later. I don't know. We'll try to figure it out. Had that epic bounce, right? Never had an RSI buy signal and retested the 200-week moving average. So is that what's going to happen? I don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but it went red here. Maybe there'll be an epic bounce, make a new all-time high, and then come down and hit the 200-week moving average. Maybe not, right? Maybe it just comes back up, retest that 60,250. You'll see on the lower time frame what I'm talking about. 60,250. Of course, it could come all the way back up, retest the trending dots, and or regain them, right? And or regain them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens over here. Let's go over, I think it's on this chart. Let's flip over the 8-hour chart. Ooh. Right? So here's the 8-hour chart. So shorter. I'm just trying to zoom in case, I think like half of you are on the mobile app, right? So just try to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boom. Breaking news. Shorter term target 3 retracement has been hit on the 8-hour chart. So if the longer time frames are bearish and the shorter time frames are flipping bullish and or have been bullish on a breakout, we've got a lot of resistance up here. So we're gonna find out. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Before we get going, let's warm up the Twitter trigger finger over here and hit the like button. Ooh, 13 people already smashed the like button. Awesome. Who are we competing against? Oh, Kelly's got more than us. He's been on for a while. Salamandrin, he's got more than us. He's been on for a while. We'll definitely catch Kelly, surpass him, I'm sure. We always do. But Salamandrin, we're not going to catch him. He's got over 300,000 followers, so we're not going to catch him. Smash a repost button and throw in a quick comment. Helps the algorithms, helps me, helps you, helps me stay motivated, helps me come back on the live streams. Reposted that one, smash it. Let's like that one. So why did you post that one, Jesse? Why did you repost the halving tracker? Well, I'm just gonna point it out, right? So these are previous Bitcoin price halvings. It was ahead of schedule, in my opinion, before the halving in March. It was ahead of schedule. I don't think it's ever made a new all-time high in before the halving. So it made a new all-time high, most likely because of the ETFs, right? And then it's been going through this correction since March, basically 14th. So March 14th was the highest wick. We're on September 13th. There's been bullish divergence. So a 6-month correction down and to the right. Yeah, down and to the right. Consolidating for 6 months. Doesn't mean it couldn't continue to consolidate. I think if you look at the last cycle, 2020, it corrected for like it did make a new all-time high, but from the high of the, let's see, yeah, from right here. So what is that? 1,075 days, all the way over to here, that's 1,350 days roughly. So let's see, simple math is 300. Carry the 8, divide by 12, multiply by 30, 1350, 320, 325 days, right? From this peak to the March 2020 low was 325 days. So it's almost a year. It's almost a year, right? So what if Bitcoin were to correct that long, right? So correct, epic bounces along the way. Or not epic. You got big bounces along the way, nice retracements, right? And then a big final March 2020 correction, and then continue upward like that. That took 325 days. What is it? Yeah, I think it was 325 days for that to play out. I thought it was 9 months. So that would have been like 200 that's 11 months. So close, I guess 9 to 11 months, I guess. So 9 to 11 months, I think it's closer to 11 months of a correction with the shakeout. It's possible after 6 months that was going to be it, but then the market had other ideas. And so that lasted about 11 months, right? We're about 6 months right now. So it is possible we continue this correction for a few more months. Maybe it retests the 200-week moving average. It did back here on the March 2020 low. And then maybe that will be a bigger run after that. We don't know. We don't know how it plays out, right? I'm just pointing that out as a possibility. So if that were to be the case, right? And we talked about back on the 10th, beginning of, it was starting, I think it was the 10th, started breaking out. No, before that, 55,000. Where's 55,000? Yeah, about right here. About right here on the, I think it was the 8th. About right here, we start talking about Bitcoin bouncing to 60,000. Here we are at 59,000. It hit 700-ish. Hit 3.5 of the 4 targets. Has not hit the 4 target. You got this weekly horizontal resistance as well. So there's a lot of resistance. But long story short, what I'm trying to say is that as it breaks out, right? Will it get rejected at all this resistance and come down? The perma bulls would want it to break through, flip the resistance into support. The bears, the perma bears want this, right? This is what the perma bears want, and the perma bulls want that. So I'm good with either. I honestly don't care one way or the other. I'll swing trade it, right? So will it get rejected? I mean, obviously this could be, maybe not even retest the weekly. Maybe it gets rejected at target 4, right? We don't know where. Maybe it spikes above it, right? It's possible. But all in all, that's really the two kind of, there's only two scenarios, right? Up or down. Up or down. Oh, good job, Jesse. Good job. I know. Yeah, we could go up or down, right? Right? We could go up or down. Can't wait for those comments. Let's see. Let's go back. Home. There we go. Yep. All right. 15 likes. Where are we at now? Oh, yep. We passed Kelly. Sorry, Kelly. We're 17 minutes in. We had to pass you. Oof. 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 So that's about it, right? So flip around and flip the resistance and support is bullish. Get rejected at key target area 4 and or maybe the original weekly horizontal trend line or horizontal line would be bearish. So we'll see what happens. Based off the higher time frames, based off of the higher time frames, like the 2-week chart, got to lean towards price not making a new all-time high, but it is possible, right? So we'll see how it shakes out. It could take some time to play out, and this correction may not be over. And if it were similar to 2020, the 6-month correction could be a 9 to 11-month correction. I thought it was 9 months for some reason, but according to the halving tracker, it looks more like 325 days ish. So I could go back and take a look at it, but I'm not going to. So that's Bitcoin. The 8-hour chart is bullish. The daily chart has a pending buy signal. The weekly chart has a pending buy signal. So each time frame has its own situation. 2-week chart never has had a sell signal yet. It is lagging because it's 2-week chart, right? And but like I said, there's bullish divergence on the lower daily time frame. So it's possible it even spikes all the way back up, retest the training dots again, and then maybe it comes back down. So two things with bullish divergence. Either it could be a trend change, a total trend change, or the bullish divergence can be cleared out and then prices go back lower. So a lot of people just think it's one or it's just one way, right? But it's not. There's multiple things. And of course, there could be additional bullish divergence, right? It's possible. And I think it's less likely now because it's already happened like 3 times. But it's possible. So that's Bitcoin. Let's get back on the daily chart. Tesla John, good morning. Happy Friday. Are you still? I never shorted the NASDAQ. So you have to ask your question again. I never shorted the NASDAQ. Nope. Shorted SPY. I shorted Dow Jones futures, but it reversed a while back already. So I was watching on lower time frames. So I'm definitely not in those anymore. We'll get into it. Ethereum, no pending buy signal on the daily chart yet. I'm pointing out bullish divergence. The difference with Ethereum is it did come back and retest the 200-week moving average. Then it came back and retested the 200-week moving average again, and now it's currently above it. There is a CME gap at $3,000. I put it on. This is not the CME. This is not the Ethereum futures, but I did put it on there just so I don't have to flip back and forth. But this is what it looks like on Ethereum. I like that one better. So starting to break out of the downward trend line, bullish divergence, possible sneaky higher low. Right? Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Sorry, microphone. Excuse me. Now I'm starting to sound like the baby burping into the microphone. Excuse me. Oh, come on, Jesse. You could do better than that. 8-hour chart. Start posting this. Let's see. I started posting back on the 10th as like early warning signs, right? Obviously, the lower you go, the more it chops back and forth. But started posting it back here. Then it went back to sells, went back to buy, went back to sell. And now it's been breaking out this downward trend line, even on the 8-hour chart, and had another buy signal. So now the probabilities are increasing even more that we could hit some targets and maybe even fill that $3,000 gap and maybe more. We don't know. That's Ethereum, but no pending buy signal on the daily chart quite yet. It did have a huge correction, right? You see, so from March 12th, the low point took 146 days, 48.5%. This very close second lowest point took 179 days, 47% correction. And then now we're on day 185. So if the correction is not over and it is similar to 2020, still have a lot of time remaining because that's slightly over 6 months, right? No, yeah, 1 day over. So basically 6 months on Ethereum. Maybe it's another 3 months. We don't know. We don't know. But as of right now, expecting a bounce, bullish divergence, expecting some targets to get hit, being aware that the higher time frames are bearish. And so as of right now, I still have to lean towards if it's if you're buying the dip, you better sell that rip, right? So obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, it's for educational purposes only, and obviously, we're just talking out quotes that people have already talked about before, right? Solana, similar thoughts, bullish divergence, green trending dot, daily chart, no buy signal yet, starting to break out of the downward trend line. Sand already had that buy signal. I posted those charts, had the pending buy signal, big correction, right? Massive correction from March 10th. Wick to wick, 74%, right? 70, almost 75% correction over a 6-month period. Well, it's been about 6 months now, but these targets are still valid over here, in my opinion. They're drawn out from August 5th. And here we are. In my opinion, the probabilities are increasing that we're going to at least go up and hit target 1. It's a 74% move back here from, what was it, 25.5 cents over here. Dog's barking. 25.5 cents. Wife, quiet the dog down. She can't hear me. Thank you. I heard her close the door. Dog, stop barking. I'm busy. So there you go. Right? There you go. Let's fix that. Uh, 75% to the middle of target box 2. Talked about that. Third one's over 100%. Fourth one, about 135%, roughly 138. So we'll see. We'll see if some of those targets get hit. See if we can catch a bounce. Seems like there's a lot of space to fill up over here. Seems like the market would want to come back and kind of, the market makers want to come back and test this area, which would be like this target up here. It makes a lot of sense for that. There's never a guarantee, but it's trending that way. It's overdue for a bounce. It's long overdue for a bounce, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Right? Bada bing, bada boom. That's sand. Near had a buy signal yesterday. Filecoin had another buy signal yesterday. Right? Double bottom, bullish divergence, followed by reverse candle, double bottom, breaking out of the downward trend line. Let's go. Mana, buy signal yesterday. Similar thoughts to sand, bullish divergence going all the way back to April 13th, right? Buy signal yesterday, right? Buy signal yesterday. Here we go. Let's go. Come on, all go. Breaking news, MACD above the 0 line is pending, which is another milestone for being bullish. You got a low, you got a possible higher low. It's already hit target 1. Targets are still valid. See if it gets back into target 1 and then flips that resistance and support. Once it does, assuming it does, the probabilities increase that we're going to go hit target 2. And the same thing goes to target 3, target 4, et cetera, all go. Cardano had a buy signal 2 days ago, right? DOT, breaking news. DOT has a pending buy signal finally, right? Looks similar to Sand and Mana and stuff like that. However, I don't think there's the same bullish divergence. No, there's not. There's bullish divergence. So the one difference is there's bullish divergence over here, right? There's bullish divergence there. Just not bullish divergence going all the way back over here. So we'll see. Pending buy signal on DOT. The targets were set back on August 5th, I believe. Yep, August 5th. AVAX trending towards target 1 again. Chainlink had a buy signal yesterday, back up into target 1. Fetch.ai had a buy signal on September 9th. Here we are. Here we are, right? Rari had a buy signal yesterday. Almost hit target 1 back on August 21st. Came all the way back down. Looks like it put in another higher low. We'll see. Let's go. I was pointing out the pending buy signal yesterday. Let's switch gears over the NASDAQ. Right? Hit 4 out of 4 targets to downside. It's catching a bounce. We talked about that before it started to reverse, right? So if you're a market sniper, you're looking to take profits, right? You're not holding on to a narrative for 6 months. You're not holding on to noise for 6 months. You're not watching the news, which is the hindsight crew, and they tell you what happens later, right? Most likely you're not waiting for a buy signal to take profits, right? So if I were shorting the NASDAQ, especially the futures, I'd probably drop down a little bit lower time frame once I was in. I'd be using the daily chart a lot, but I'd also be dropping down to lower time frames to try to get, in this case on the NASDAQ, I probably would have been the 4-hour chart. And then once it was starting to break down over in here, right? And then once it starts getting oversold and hitting multiple targets, keeping an eye on it, keeping an eye on the daily chart, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then we were talking about if price finds support at target 3 or target 4, then we'd be looking for a bounce. And if not, then of course, then see red arrow down. But at first and foremost, we're expecting bounces to happen at target 3 or target 4, which means we'd be taking profits, right? Locking in profits at least on one contract, depending on how many contracts I'm trading, for sure, scaling out. And then, of course, as taking some profits, if it starts to flip back around, right? Starts to flip back around and then closing out the positions. A lot of them will be already on like auto take profits, right? And then try to push the last 1 or 2, try to push it. And then if it starts to reverse, then of course, close it out. But yeah, I wouldn't have been holding a NASDAQ short when there's a buy signal, right? I wouldn't be holding it. Same thing. It was SPY and then the Dow Jones futures. I didn't short QQQ. I shorted SPY. Took like 100. I think it was 116% quick profit on that one on the SPY short. I had it good till September 30th, but I was never going to hold it all the way till September 30th. So I just wanted to like play it safer. I didn't want to take a 5-day contract and hold it 2 or 3 days because I just didn't want to do that. So I took a September 30th contract, 550, and then it dropped down below it, and it was at like 116. I was watching on the lower time frames, and I closed out the SPY. 116% on that one. Nothing to write home to mom about. Just looking out the window. What else? Dow Jones futures, close that one out as well. That one was, what was that one? That broker on futures doesn't show percentages. It shows it on the options, but it doesn't show on futures for some reason. It doesn't show the percentage wins. It's weird. Just tell. So let's see. Wrist. Yeah. Yeah, that one was about 30 to 40% roughly. And the SPY options was about on the Dow Jones, and the SPY options was 116%. So there's that. Nasdaq, SP 500, right? Could be putting in a lower high at some point, right? So doesn't mean it won't be shorted again. I'm not in a short right now, and I'm not gonna hold through all that pain, right? So we'll see what happens. We even talked about this on previous live streams that could take a couple weeks, right? So big move down, come up like this, right? And then go all the way back down. We did talk about that, right? So it came down, hit 3 out of the 4 targets, could find support at target 3 or target 4. The Nasdaq hit 4 targets, SP 500 hit 3. I think the Dow Jones hit 3 as well. Right? Let's see. This is going to be yellow. It's going to be yellow. So you can see it a little bit better. We'll find support at target 3 or 4 and then bounce, right? And that's what it's doing. So we'll see what happens. See if it takes out this pivot point, then we'll really be watching it closely over here. If it's going to take out this pivot point and make a new all-time high, it's possible. But based off the higher time frames, we're going to lean towards down, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dow Jones, right, hit 3 out of the 4 targets on a wick, and after that, that's when I was like, it's starting to flip back. That's one of the reasons why it wasn't as good, because down here it was a lot better, and then it started to reverse quickly on the 1-hour chart, and I happened to be watching the 1-hour chart, and there was a reversal candle and all of that. So then at that point, I closed out of it. So it wasn't as good as it was down here at target 3. So I didn't have an auto take profit on that one. So hindsight, wish I would have, but it's fine. It's still profitable, like 30 to 40%, whatever it was. Wasn't anything to write home to mom about, right? So that's that. Rust 2000 didn't have any shorts on that one. Pending buy signal on the daily chart. What else? What else? Nvidia could be putting in another lower high. We'll find out. We will find out if it does or not, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, no lower high or lower low yet. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's possible that it's consolidating, right? And then see what direction it goes based off of the higher time frames from there. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Might take some time for it to play out, right? Meta. I never took a meta short. Just kind of pointing out that if it does come back down and fill that gap, right? If it does, that's a 22% move to the downside. This is a peak. There's a possible lower high. We'll see if it puts in another lower high or not over here on Meta. Amazon, I mean, they're bullish on the daily chart as of right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Microsoft, we talked about it back here. Could it bounce all the way back up, put in a lower high up here, and then come back down? It's possible. Currently bullish on Microsoft daily chart as of right now. Tesla, similar thoughts. Google. Tesla gap, not Google. Gap is at 245. There's another one at 147. We're somewhere in between. Apple, we'll see what happens. Currently bullish on the daily chart, but below the turning dots. Has not retested the 200-week moving average since January 2019. We'll see if it happens or not. We don't know. Google, almost filled this gap. It's back testing the trailing dots as of right now. There is another gap at 183. So they're not huge gaps, but they're gaps nonetheless. And so we put the gaps on the chart, right? But it was getting oversold. There was a reverse candle, so could be catching a bounce here in the near future. SPY filled that gap, right? Hit target 3 out of 4. Bada bing, bada boom. Fix them, started to break back down, right? QQQ, right? Came all the way down, almost hit 4 out of 4 targets. Well, he hit 4 out of 4 targets, but almost hit this perfectly. We take that off now. Buy signal back above the trailing dots. It's possible this is a higher low. Way too early to call it. It's somewhere in between. This is a high. This is a lower low. We're almost exactly somewhere in between. Hard to call it out, right? Woo! 39 minutes. Chief Sniper reporting here live on TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Let me know in the comments if you got big plans this weekend. We don't, other than one of my close friends since 2009 here in Orange County, California. One of the only close people have not met my daughter as of yet, except for my Minnesota family. Obviously, my Minnesota family has not met her yet, but that will change in the near future. Yes, we are getting braver and braver with her, and we'll be attempting a Minnesota trip with her in the future, right? So make the rounds, let everyone see the baby. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I talked about it early on the live stream, Jonathan, that I am taking requests. Lawrence, awesome. Well, it's about time you commented. Usually you're liking, commenting, and reposting not only on YouTube, but on the Twitter X app as well. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, we're keeping it low key, but my daughter's got a breakfast date with my boy Ryan. Shout out to Ryan over there. I've known him since 2009 in the mortgage industry, right? In the mortgage. He's still in it. He's still in it to win it. Same with my other close friend, Kui. They're two of my closest friends. I got one more, maybe closer, and then best friend, and then these two are pretty close, and they're still in the mortgage industry. So if you need a mortgage, they're not just in California; they're licensed in like 10 to 15 states, so they can help you with that. I got out of the mortgage industry, thankfully. Self-taught myself. Self-taught myself. I was self-taught and taught myself how to swing trade, and I was able to quit the mortgage industry at the lowest rates in history, early 2021. I let my license expire 2021 because at the end of 2021, because it was good for all of 2021, and then just sent. At the time, Kui was running a big team, so he didn't really care, and Ryan was a lone wolf. So I sent all my family and friends and past clients over to Ryan in 2021, hook him up, and now I try to like divide it up since Kui is also now a lone wolf and just wants to do his own business and not worry about a team. I told him a long time ago, I said, I'm over running a big team. Not a big team, but a good sized team. And we had aspirations of a big team, but then I kind of lost that in 2018. I was kind of over it. Went back to being a lone wolf in the broker world. And then had a great 2 years with low rates. And then after that, I was like, and I worked like part-time. I worked like 2 hours a day, right? 2 hours a day. And then early 2021, I started nailing six-digit win swing trades. And then that allowed me to feel comfortable enough to hang up the cleats on mortgage after 17 years. I was I was I was in it for a long time, right? Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. So, whoo. 2021 started posting my charts on Twitter because I got bored, right? I got bored. And then the whole like last 3 to 6 months of 2020, no, the last 3 months of 2021 and the first couple months of 2022 kept getting people hitting me up in my direct messages. Two things. One, they kept telling me to teach them. I was like, no, 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 I don't want another job. I don't want another job. I'm good. Thank you though. And then secondly, I kept getting direct messages. Is this you? Because there was scammers out there uh, copying my profile and selling $1,000 coaching courses. I was like, what? I was like, so people are copying me, scamming my profile, pretending to be me, reaching out to people in their direct messages, charging them $1,000, and scamming people. So after all that, hearing that for like 5 to 6 months, I was like, all right, fine, 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 fine. I started the Discord end of February. Uh, didn't know what I was going to do, but we ended up recording 60 hours of recorded coaching. Only charged $49 a month for recorded coaching. Charged the live coaching crew at the time $199 a month. Never charged them $1,000. So it was interesting that scammers were charging $1,000 and collecting that money, and I never charged $1,000. Charged $49 a month. Now it's $79. Because now we have indicators, we have bot alert, we've got so all that. We'll just leave it at that. What else? Awesome, Jonathan. Awesome, awesome. Better late than never. That's what I say. I'd rather be early, but better late than never. Don't blink; they grow so fast, bro. Yeah, she's already starting to pack on the pounds, and her bottle ounces are increasing weekly. Dang, she's gonna be a load. But she's tracking me so much, like my movements. It's crazy. The last couple weeks, she's super alert. Uh, Tracks you, makes moves. Like she flinches now when I like pretend to like. Let's see. I don't know if it'll show up on the. I'm like I go slow at her like this, and then like, and she's like she flinches. So it's kind of cute. So I play that game with her. We take her on walks in the morning with the dog in the evening, and she's very alert. She'll stare at me mostly if I'm pushing her, and the wife's with me too sometimes, or we switch off or divide and conquer, whatever it is, and she'll watch the trees, look around, right, look back at me, So it's cute. It's cute. But yeah, we try to take her on walks, get her outside. We want her to be an outside baby, right? Want her to be outside. Uh that's it for that. Let's circle back. Anything else jumps out? Let's take a look at some of these big Bitcoin mining stocks, right? We talked about it. Is this was a low? Is this a lower low? No bullish divergence, but there was an RSI buy signal. Eyeball tests probably hit target one already. So if Bitcoin's going to be bouncing, maybe we're going to see the Bitcoin mining stocks also bouncing. So we'll see what happens. They had big corrections and came all the way back down, right? So that's Bitfarm. We talked about this. We covered this at the bottom on September 6th. Pretty sure. Oh yeah, that's right. I got to keep this to an hour. I forgot. We got a doctor's appointment for the baby. Oh, all right. Let's go faster because we got a couple of requests. Marathon Digital. Not just a checkup. Just check up. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Nothing's wrong with her. Just a checkup. Just make sure everything's rock and roll, and she seems fine. No problem. No problem. No problem. Already covered Soul. Yep. I briefly covered it because it looks like a lot of the other altcoins. So you got to go to the beginning of the live stream. So I did cover it briefly. I glazed over it. If you are in the Discord and you want more detailed update, just tag me in the Discord and let me know. And I usually get back to people within like a day at the latest. And if it's really important and I didn't get back to you after 1 or 2 days, tag me again. I'll be happy to do it. So sometimes I see the tag and I forget to respond. So baby brain, right? Baby brain. Marathon Digital CLSK was getting oversold. Reverse the candle. There's a gap there at $13. That gap was filled. Now it's got another gap. So it was gappy, gap, filled all those gaps, right? Filled all those gaps. We talked about it all the way back through here. Go back to the live streams. I don't have to try to convince you. Go back to the live streams all through here, all through May, all through June, all through July, all through August, all through the breakdown. Talking about this is one of the only Bitcoin mining stocks that has not filled this gap at $10.54. One of the only Bitcoin miners that has not filled one of these lower gaps down here. One of the only ones, 1054, 1054. We didn't know with 100% certainty. We didn't have a magic crystal ball, but we talked about it for 3 months, maybe more. We talked about it. We covered it. We get it, Jesse. We get it. And then it filled the gap. So we were not surprised that it filled the gap. Onward. Iris Energy had a nice breakout to the upside. Bearish divergence broke all the way back down. Could be putting in a higher low. Could be breaking out again for another retracement. Over there, we're going to make it. Similar thoughts. Cypher Mining, oversold. Reverse a candle. See what happens. Riot, oversold. Reverse candle. See what happens. Breaking news. Hive. Could be a low. Could be a slightly higher low. I don't know where this downward trend line is coming from. Okay. All right, Jesse. Okay, Jesse. Something like that. Pending buy signal over there. Could take a little bit of time to play out. MIGI, a low, possible higher low. It was getting oversold back there. What else? Let's look at PayPal and then we'll circle back to, because I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll circle back to the chart requests. So don't want to leave anyone hanging. We can always cover more on Monday. It'll just be another manic Monday. Yeah, we talked about this. We covered it. I'm still bullish on higher time frames. But on the daily chart, this is a nice breakout. It was getting overbought. There was bearish divergence. Then there was RSI sell signal. Then started break back down. There's a gap down here. And so definitely could see, the retracement party, maybe it's something like that, right? And however the retracement correction plays out, I'm expecting to buy the dip scenario. So buy the dip scenario based off the higher time frames, but a correction, after a nice move up like that, comes back up into here, and then looking for that next possible buy the dip scenario over there on PayPal. So that's that. What else? Let's circle back. Gold all-time high. Yep. We're aware. We are aware of it. Still ultra. Oh. There we go. Still ultra bullish on the monthly chart, right? Here, let's clean this up a little bit for my doodling. At some point, I'll expect a correction, but as of right now, so I got lazy with all these targets, but there's a lot of reasons why price could go that high, and one of them was this old cup and handle, right? This old cup and handle, whether it hits the target or not, that's the way I drew it out. right? That's the way I drew it out. So, you know, it's into this longer term target box. The monthly chart is ultra bullish, aka overbought, and can remain that way. The 3-week chart is ultra bullish and overbought. It can remain that way. 2-week chart is overbought, ultra bullish. Sometimes when the magic happens, can remain that way. The weekly chart is overbought, ultra bullish, aka sometimes when the magic happens, can remain that way. Daily chart is bullish, right? Could be flipping ultra bullish in the near future, getting back above and getting another MACD bullish crossover, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So bullish on the daily, ultra bullish on all higher time frames. It's still by the dip season until it's not, right? That's gold. Not much else to really report. It's just ultra bullish, making new all-time highs. That's it. Soul. Lucid. All right. God, what's the ticker symbol on that one? I used to have it on the watch list. Oh yeah, duh. Now I remember. I told you I got baby brain. I don't know what that's from. Daily chart, right? Could take some time to play out. Oh, excuse me. Weekly chart. There we go. So I'm gonna chalk this one up as like similar. Go back to like the PayPal chart on the weekly and the 2-week, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because PayPal went through like a 3-year correction, right? And then from the all-time high, so like a bear market. And then PayPal also went through like a 2-year. This is only 1 year. Yeah, so 2-year bottoming phase, right? Before it started to like have any significant moves. You look at the 2-week chart, right? It may just take some time, right? And I did a comparison on another one that's similar to PayPal. I can't remember which one, but we did on the live stream, I believe. And so it's possible it does something. Let's see. PayPal. 56 minutes, just trying to keep an eye on it. But we don't have a lot of requests, so we'll just do this. PayPal. See? Bullish divergence for over a year, and then continue it to go through a bottoming phase. And then the 2-week chart finally had a buy signal, right? July 2024. Started the correction February 2021, July 2021. So it's possible, even after the bullish divergence, it just goes through a bottoming phase for a while, right? So even the 2-week chart, you could have bought at $64. Still not bad, right? So let's see, where's Lucid now? I add it back on. Ay. There it is. Whew, found it. Okay. So peak was February 2021. Second peak was November 2021, right? And then into the bullish divergence. That's the 2-week chart. So, and then you got the monthly chart. The monthly chart's got some work to do. So it's possible it just takes a little bit more time to go through the bottoming phase, similar to PayPal, whether that's a month or 2 months or 6 months or 12 months, whatever it is. It may just be prepared that if you're buying for a longer term swing trade, and if it were to like finally come back up, it might be something like this and then come up, right? and then hit additional targets, right? Kind of fill all that in. It may just take a while, right? That could be 2025, right? It's possible. So just be aware of that. Obviously, I don't give financial advice, but uh, it, it's possible. It just takes time for it to play out. It takes time for the ship to get turned around. Late late requests. We got to end this exactly at 1 hour. So probably won't be able to spend too much time on it. Late requests. Got to get them in early. Like I said, early bird gets the worm. Had a buy signal September 9th. So with that, that's all I got for you. Ran out of time. No buy signal on the weekly chart yet. Could get back above the trading dots. Those are longer term targets. We'll see what happens. With that, hope everyone has a good rest of your day. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Get outside with the family, spend some quality time with them, friends, family, all that stuff. Recharge and get ready for the next live stream on Monday when the stock market is open again. And until then, we'll continue to sniper the markets together. Thank you. Appreciate all of you, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.